Chapter 7, Equipment and PPE. Starting out, there is a variety of equipment and PPE that can be required in order to have a safe entry and exit of a confined space. Earlier in the training, we spoke about how important it was to conduct a pre-entry hazard assessment. That hazard assessment should be your baseline for determining what PPE and equipment is required for all parties involved. So let's quickly go over 10 of the most common items that you might need. With that said, let's start with number 1, respiratory protection. The type of respiratory protection that you might need could range from a simple dust mask all the way to an SCBA. So depending on the environment and the identified hazards, you could need one of these 4 pieces of equipment. A dust mask, which could be used for particulates and other nuisance air contaminants. An air purifying respirator, which is mainly used for areas that have sufficient oxygen but contain toxic contaminants in the air. A supplied air respirator, this is used in environments with low oxygen or unknown contaminants. And lastly, you might see self-contained breathing apparatuses. These are for high-risk environments that pose an immediate danger to life and health of any entrant. Number 2, protective clothing. So depending on your hazard assessment, you may be required to wear specific clothing like chemical resistant suits, which will help protect you from chemical spills and splashes. Flame resistant clothing may be required if there is a fire or explosion hazard present. If no specific clothes are required, I do recommend a pair of all-purpose disposable coveralls. This will help you from accumulating particulate contaminants on your clothing. Number 3, hand and foot protection. You need to make sure that you select gloves that provide the appropriate protection. And as for foot protection, you want to make sure that you're wearing the appropriate foot protection for the hazards identified. Number 4, eye protection. Based on your identified hazards, you may be required to wear either a face shield, safety glasses, or even splash goggles. So make sure that you take the time and protect your eyesight. Number 5, atmospheric testing devices. Make sure that you're using a multi-gas detector, which can adequately measure oxygen levels, flammable gases, and other toxic substances. Even so, don't forget to do your calibrations and make sure that it's in good, usable condition. If it's past its calibration date, do not use it and contact your supervisor. Lastly, make sure that you have a monitoring plan, which details how are you going to test the atmosphere throughout the duration of the entry process. Number 7, ladders and platforms. When accessing a confined space, you may need assistance with getting down and getting out. So if you're going to use any variety of ladder or platform, make sure it's in good, usable condition. Number 8, retrieval systems. So depending on the confined space, the appropriate rescue equipment should be readily available. This could be tripods and winches, harnesses, and lifelines. Having that equipment available is only the start. Make sure that you're properly trained on using that equipment, it's in good, usable condition, and you have a plan for who you're going to contact in case of an emergency. Number 9, radios and intercoms. Communication is one of, if not the most important aspect of a safe entry and exit into a confined space. So if you're using any devices to communicate, these need to be periodically tested, including before entry into a confined space. In short, don't wait till work has begun to find out that your radio isn't working. Number 10, alarms and other signaling devices. If at all possible, there should be audible and visual alarm detection systems in or around confined spaces. So depending on the location of your confined space, make sure that you have a way of being alerted to any emergencies. This could be hazardous weather conditions or fire. Even so, communicating that emergency might require a signaling device. This could be radios, flags, lights, intercoms, and a host of other devices.